Hi team. So welcome to Cloud Pandit. In this exam questions for Microsoft Azure Data Engineer DP-203 video series. So in today's session we will talk about questions on creating the Azure Data Factory step by step using the user interface. So if you have like how to create the Azure Data Factory from the Azure portal, there are some possible questions that may ask in the interview or in the exam. So those things we'll quickly discuss. The first question is, how long does it typically take to create an Azure Data Factory instance? So we have few seconds, few minutes, few hours. It varies, depends on the complexity of the configuration. So remember, it takes just a few minutes to create the Azure Data Factory. Okay. Which of the following option is required to create an Azure Data Factory? One is Azure Resource Group, Azure Region, Azure Data Factory name. So all of the what is the answer? So these three are prerequisites: Azure Resource Group, Azure Region, Azure Data Factory name. There is one more prerequisite is subscription. So these four things we need in order to create the Azure Data Factory. So the answer is D, all of the above. The third question, what is the primary purpose of creating the Azure Data Factory instance? What is the main use or primary purpose of using the Azure Data Factory is for data integration and orchestration. Data integration means connecting to the various on-premise and cloud services. Orchestration, and we are organizing those things like streaming that particular process. First you ingest, then do the data validation, then create dimensions, facts, and so on, right? So the option C is correct. The data integration and orchestration is the right answer. So can we create Azure Data Factory without logging into the portal? Yes, the answer is true. Remember, we can create Azure Data Factory through the Databricks using notebook. We can execute it from our plain Python code. We can also create the Azure Data Factory from different software development kits, meaning different languages code that we can use to create the Azure Data Factory. So in our sessions, we have already discussed how to create Azure Data Factory using the UI, using Azure Databricks, using the PowerShell. Okay, you can go and watch that particular playlist. The answer is true. Yes, we can create it. Which of the following tools or interfaces can be used to create the Azure Data Factory? Azure PowerShell, Python SDK, Azure Data Factory Portal, Azure Portal, all of the above. Yes. Along with all these things, there are some other things also which we can able to use in order to create the Azure Data Factory. So, but in this case, we can use A, B, C like Azure PowerShell, Python, and Azure Data Factory Portal, meaning Azure Portal to create the Azure Data Factory service. The answer is D, all of the above. Next, which of the following is required to create an Azure Data Factory? And subscription, SQL Server database, local development environment, virtual private network connection. Remember, we don't require SQL Server, we don't require local development environment because it is completely cloud based. So we don't even require the VPN connection. So what we require is only subscription. So the answer is an Azure subscription that we need in order to create the Azure Data Factory. Next, when creating an Azure Data Factory, what are supported regions for deployments? Remember, Azure Data Factory supports all the regions which are available for the Microsoft, right? All the data center, wherever we have the Microsoft, all the data center supports the creation of the Azure Data Factory. So not only the US or not only the North America. Okay, so only regions with high network bandwidth? No, all Azure regions globally. The answer is C. Okay, next. Eighth one, what is the key benefit of using Azure Data Factory over traditional on-premise data integration solutions? As it is a cloud-based, it is a lower cost. That is ultimate answer. So faster data transfer speed, more programming language options, access to unlimited storage. No, storage is nowhere related. More programming language. So we are not writing any code here. It is completely visual based thing. A faster data transfer speed. Now we can get it even in the on-premise. So, but the main answer is we can say the lower cost because it is completely based on the cloud. Okay, that yeah. So answer A is correct. That's all questions I have, Tim. I hope you understood. It will be helpful for you. I request all of you to subscribe my YouTube channel, and if you have any questions or something, you can put it your questions in the comment section. I'll answer all of your questions. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you.